Yeah, Alan, you've asked a perfect question. And to be honest, there was a time when I would say Holy Spirit abandoned the word love for a while when talking to me, because in order to understand what love is, in order to know love, I had to get away from what I thought love was. And just because, the word love had prior associations for me which were incorrect, Holy Spirit just kind of left the word love alone for a while and taught me through other ways. And the very first word that Holy Spirit used with me instead of love was freedom. That was the word that Holy Spirit went to, freedom. And in fact, Holy Spirit did end up giving me a definition for love last November, which is the most perfect definition I have ever heard. And the definition goes something like this: love is Spirit giving to Spirit, through Spirit, that which Spirit requests. And I'll say that again. Love is Spirit giving to Spirit, through Spirit, that which Spirit requests. And when you really understand that definition, what you find is that everything is love. Everything. And isn't that what the Course says? That everything is love. And at the level of the human experience, what this means is, whatever it is that I am focusing on in my mind, that is what I receive from the universe, which of course is what the law of attraction teaches. Whatever I focus on in my mind could be called a prayer, even if I think I'm focusing on something I don't want. Like in The Secret, they use the example of debt. You have all of this debt. You think you don't want debt. You keep worrying about the debt. All you're focusing on is the debt. And what happens is you get more debt. That's actually love. Love is Spirit giving to Spirit, through Spirit, that which Spirit requests. So what that really means at the level of human experience is we need to watch what we are requesting, and we need to understand that our thoughts are our requests. And as they explain in the movie The Secret, the problem is that most people focus on what they don't want. If they're in a bad relationship, they continue to focus on and worry about how bad the relationship is. If they have an ill body, they continue to focus on and worry about their diseases. Just etc. And so what happens is we receive more of that. And we do not understand that that is love. We are being given exactly what we request by the universe. That is love. That's why love is freedom. We are completely free to have any experience we desire. And so we really need to pay attention to what we are desiring. And this is why the Course, NTI, the Way of Mastery, they all emphasize that what you need to do is ask yourself, what do you really want? This is a really important question, because if what I really want is happiness, which actually is what we all really want, so that's a pretty easy one, then I need to ask myself, are my thoughts in alignment with my goal? And what the majority of us will discover as we start looking at our thoughts very honestly is they are not at all in alignment. And we are receiving that which we are asking for through our thoughts. And in fact, one thing that I did, I think this was around May of 2006, the Holy Spirit guided me to start walking around with a little notebook, one that was very small, maybe like 3 by 5, so it was very easy just to carry it in my purse or just have it with me wherever I was. And just had me throughout the day at different times, kind of made me aware of my thoughts and had me write them down. so that I could really see what I was thinking about when I was doing the dishes and buying groceries and walking the dog. Because the truth is I wasn't aware. And, I don't remember all of the thoughts now, but I remember some of them. Like, I remember I was worried about one friend being mad at me, and I worried about what he would say to me, and I was planning my defense in my mind. I remember my dad was coming to visit, and I worried about him looking at the backyard, which the dogs have destroyed, because my dad is kind of a yard person, and being disappointed on how I let the backyard be destroyed. I don't remember what the other things were, but when I looked at my list, what I found is that the vast majority of my thoughts were based on attack and defense, attack and defense, attack and defense. And so the law of love says that what I was going to receive through my experience was attack and defense. That's the law of love. That's what I'm asking for. That's what I'm going to receive. So when I realized that that is what my mind was doing, that is what I was asking the universe for, then I needed to ask myself, is that what I truly want? And of course it was not. It was not. So then I needed to learn to watch my mind, notice every single thought of attack and defense, even if it was somebody walking in my house and noticing that my floor was not vacuumed, right? If that's the thought I'm having, oh no, so-and-so is going to see that piece of dust on the floor. And let go of every single thought. And I learned to let go of my thoughts by simply resting the mind. When I noticed my mind was focusing again on attack and defense, I learned to just rest my mind and allow the thought to evaporate. And then once it seemed to evaporate, to pick up a Holy Spirit thought and hold that. And I'll be honest, it took a lot of practice. But another thing that we don't understand is not only does my thought affect my personal experience, but we are one. So our thoughts affect our total experience. So we ask questions like, why is there war? Why are there people who abuse children, et cetera, et cetera? And the real answer to that is because it's Spirit giving to Spirit through Spirit that which Spirit requests. The real answer is because the majority of us are walking around focusing on attack and defense in our mind. And so attack and defense is the world that we live in. And that's why, the Course in Miracles says, do not change the world. Do not try to change the world. Change your mind about the world. It doesn't mean don't join the Peace Corps if you're guided. It's okay to join the Peace Corps. But to join the Peace Corps and continue to hate the government that you think created the problem is not the solution, because the real problem is in the mind. So you both want to join the Peace Corps and let go of the attack thoughts in your mind, because that's the real cause. It doesn't matter what we do at the level of form. It doesn't matter if we're a doctor healing diseases. It doesn't matter what we do at the level of form. The only way to really change the world, which is the reflection of our one mind, is to change our one mind. And that is each individual's responsibility. So I'm going to let go of the mic for a second, Alan. I'd like you to pick it back up and let me know how you're feeling about love right now. Let me know if there's someplace else you would like me to go with this.